Hello, hello. Just getting some last second things tidied up here, everybody. Think we're about ready to go and work on today's project. All right. So first off, yes, I'm here. And I'm back with you with a new haircut, right? Look. I know. It's a big surprise, probably, right? All my long hair from the last episode is gone. The last wild hairdo. Summertime, and actually I give myself the haircut. And so this is the only haircut I know how to give myself. There's only one haircut. So it's just wait until that time when I actually need the haircut. And it happens like once or twice a year. And so, first off, thank you for joining me today. I see some people rolling in the chat here, PO17. Thank you for showing up. Stephen, Cucamonga, thank you for coming. Roll Pats, good to see you here. Pretty Blue Things, hello from England. Thank you for coming. Ray Saroni, excuse me. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you for being here. All right, so first off, I'm on a excuse me. I'm here to you today, with you today, after struggling, my goodness, myself for the last, I'd say, entire week with streaming problems with my streaming PC. This PC that you see here, I'm using now. It's hopefully stable. This is the first test I've run on it since I've installed Windows about 3 times. And it was just craziness. I'm not sure. This is hopefully going to work fine. But the problem seems to be after I do something like this and reboot. So we'll see after I reboot after the show today if this PC will survive. It's been wild. I thought it was the RAM. I thought it was the hard drive. I swapped those out. I even tested built an entire second PC. And it's just been a mess. Hey, little X-Pig, sorry. I'm actually glad you're here because, yes, I'm holding scissors. But what happened? So here, I'll tell everybody. I wasn't actually going to say this because I hadn't had a chance to send the message. But I also cut my foot really badly when last week, like my toe. Right under it, about 1 inch. And I probably should have gone and gotten like a couple stitches put in it. But in America, you go to the emergency room for certain stuff like that. And even with insurance, you'll get hit for like $500 or $600. So I'm sorry, I cut my foot and then I've been trying to heal it and hopefully I'll have it fixed up by today. I kept it clean and the wound is okay. It's pretty big. It's right in between where my toe and crevice is, like right here. And so that kind of made it where I haven't been able to do much with my feet all weekend. And so yeah, slap some WD-40 on it. Good idea. So anyway, I wasn't able to leave here after that. So I'm going to... hey, Felipe. I'll send you that today. I do have to go out there, so I do have to leave. I've got the package right here. But anyway, besides the foot thing and the PC thing and the haircut thing, I do have the new PVM, and that's the one you saw over here in this view. So if we go back to the shop view, thanks, Ben. Yeah, so this is the hey, Master Safer. Hey, Felipe. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm usually all over that stuff, but the foot cut really. Oh, after all that, you can see. Look at this. I promise. Do you see your box right here? I have the fragile sticker on it. Funny enough, it's sitting right there on my list of things to do. and to send off, which is funny. All right, here's that PVM we're working on today. And so you can see from the picture on the thumbnail and the picture in the video from the last episode that it doesn't work. Well, you know, the power supply wouldn't work. I forgot a good power supply. What I want to work on today is actually the deflection board kit. So we're going to do that. And in order for us to do that, I'm going to get over here. I've got the circuit board right over here. And let me show you this. So this is the main circuit board on this one. And I've already pulled it. But if you want to see what it does, you can watch that video. And if I can get the system to pull it up, we might pull up a clip from that where we can see what it looks like after we repair this. So the issue I'm hoping, and most likely, are the capacitors, which I have marked off, which you'll see here in a second when we look closer at the board from the overhead view. I've also got that capacitor kit here, which is based on another cap kit that I've made in the past for the 51 and the 54. And I've added a few capacitors here to the kit. And we will remove all these, replace them, reinstall this, and test it. So that's the major plan here today. And we shall do that after we do one more important thing, which is cleaning the Hacko FR301. So before I even get into actually doing the work, I'm going to need to... Whoop. There we go. I'm going to need to clean this guy. Get some more light in here. Get the overhead view kind of straightened up. So yeah, it's just been nonstop problems with the streaming setup since I had my flood incident. So I thought maybe nothing had happened, but I think something was disrupted. Hey, Dwight Dixon. Hey, Vectrix. Hey, Chris. Good to see you all here. So this should be cleaned anytime you're doing a major job on a circuit board of any importance. But look at my chamber here. This is normally completely cleared out. But after years of use, it gets nasty. But that's not what is really important here. The important things are just to make sure there's not a large buildup in there. So we're just going to look in there and just take this. This is fine. Scrape that around. Make sure that chamber is nice and cleared off. Go ahead and put the front piece back on there. Hey, Jackie Craft, thank you for coming in today. And, ooh, there we go. I'm just popping out. There it is. See that little piece of solder? Looks like a jewel. Fool's gold. Just clearing out the little tray dish here. Should clear that out for sure. Next, we're going to take a look at the filter back here. And this one wasn't used very much, so I'll probably try to reuse it since there's not a whole lot of debris on it yet. So we'll reinstall that. And now we can get this chamber put together. Now, one of the things I have not done, so the chamber's good right there. One of the things I've not done in a long time, or at least between like 3 or 4 jobs, is cleaned out the back chamber, which is important. I have done a video on this, and you need to do it every once in a while. So I'm going to release the trigger here, and get some of these parts out of the way. And then over here, we have some screws. Now we're not worried about the big ones in the corners because that'll take the whole top here off, and you'll actually access the air diaphragm in the bottom. And then what we're just trying to get to is the little, I'm not sure what you call it, valve cover here that's under the top layer. So we just need to do the 2 screws, smaller screws, get those out of the way. That comes out of the way, and this is what we're looking for, this thing right here. And we can just remove it. And this one's been used for a while, because even after I clean it, it still has a yellow almost flux residue color to it. Yeah, I did get a haircut. Thank you, Snuffer Stuffer. Dwight Dixon, thank you. Lex Locatelli, hello, thank you. All right, thank you. Yes, thank you, Ben. I'll take a look at those pictures later today. I'm sorry. I wanted to get this tested, the streaming tests done up, and hopefully I can move on from that, because I had to spend a lot of time. I mean, I guess that was the thing that was positive about having a foot injury, is that my my streaming PC was broken, so it was mostly stuff I could do down in the basement by myself, but I spent probably 25 hours doing it. Oh, there we go. Let me move that up a little bit, and you can see the rest of my hair. What's left of it, at least. I'm getting old, man. I'm about to be 40 and really soon. And like, I don't know. I think maybe my hair is, you know, finally, it's obviously not growing in some spots like it used to, but I'm always wondering if, well, am I gonna lose my hair? Is that gonna happen? Will it make me look more distinguished? Who knows? Only time will tell. All right, there we go. Sometimes you got to be careful, because I almost lost the piece. But what I'm doing here is I've got some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm just cleaning out the bottom of the inside of the cover where that air comes in and out. So what's happening in this piece is, this is where your suction is being pulled from. It's like sucking in here air, right? And it wants to suck clean air. So that's why you have this chamber essentially in front of it, because this chamber is your filter pretty much, where all your solids and then your tinier pieces get caught up. And then you're just getting vapor that passes through this final filter. And then that's going in here, and it's actually being sucked into the motor, where the motor's pumping air through it, so circulating in here. So that's happening. It's been sucked in, and then what happens is since it's vaporized mostly over time, and you know, you use flux, or you hit flux on a board where a part is installed to remove it, you're sucking that in, and you're vaporizing that, and then you're sucking that vapor into the chamber, and it's being sucked through this filter, and ultimately it hits this thing, and that's why this will get sticky. And if you never clean this, you'll think your tool's not working anymore. It's really easy to clean, and if you do break this little piece, if you break this little piece, you can get another one directly from Hacko, and it's cheap. It's probably under $4, because it's little more than a piece of plastic, but you can definitely get it from the supplier. I tend to keep a couple of these in the shop just in case I need a new one, but most of the time you can re-clean it like we just did there, and that's it. And you're really gonna help improve the performance of this guy. And one last spot to clean out is the bottom here, just to make sure that It's nice and clean in there. The inside. And that alcohol evaporates really quickly. And I'll just hit it up with some air. All right. And, you know, like I said, these filters are here, and you can obviously get replacements too and change those as often as you like. But definitely check them, because they can get very dark, and then you're definitely going to lose a lot of suction power. So you'll want to change those if they're needed to be changed. So now we're ready to rebuild our Hacko, and this is all pretty easy to figure out. It's all set up a certain way. It's like that. Whoops. But we just need to screw it in. And there we go. Well, now, I'm really hoping the streaming setup will stand strong, so I can stream again this week, because it's Monday and we made it happen. I'm happy about that, and I'm hoping we'll get this circuit board done, and then we can work on the power supply separately in another stream and get that fixed too. That would be a perfect week, and then maybe do a third stream. But it's all dependent on the software hardware combination. All right, we're back. We're gonna just slip our hose on here, and again, if anything happens to any of these parts, or you think they're suspicious of, you know, degradation and robbing you of performance, then go to Hacko's website directly, Hacko, and as long as it's a region that Hacko will sell to, you can buy the parts directly from them. You know, you're not getting generic anything, and you can replace the parts instead of cleaning the parts like I did today. You could replace them, and you can actually replace even more on this if you have a bigger issue. So that's the back end. We've got the pump cleared up to the filter. Now we need to get our filter back in place in our chamber, and everything is good. And now we can plug it in, let it heat up, and then we'll be able to check out the chamber here. All right, so again, there you go. You hear that? That's the pump. Sounds pretty good. Sounds like we're probably clogged up here. So I generally like to turn the heat up a little bit on the dial, a little over 2. I do use this stand, 633 Hacko, just because it makes life a lot easier. And it comes with a 599B under there, and for nozzle and tip cleaning. What I'm going to do, let me get some stuff from the kit here. Does sound like a pig. So the good things to use for this cleaning is this little tool generally, and these are all things that come with the pump when you buy the kit to begin with, like all that. So if you notice, it's probably gonna be difficult to hear there, but it is cleared out. You can hear it actually sucking like through this little hole, so you should be able to go clean through there like that pretty much. You don't want to hold this in there too long because it will send the heat back up to this coil. It's all metal, so you just do something like that. There we go. There we go. And this is just if you need to take that barrel off, and man, just like if it's like hot and you have a clog, you can actually use this safely and it doesn't burn your hand or anything. It's like heat proof, and you can remove that barrel. Hey, thank you Egg64 for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate it. It said thank you, or thanks for keeping old stuff alive, doing the logs work. Do you do RGB mods on PVMs? You know, I don't know that I've ever done that myself. I had someone that was supposed to be having that done on a monitor, and the monitor wound up being so badly busted, and not buzzle bested, but badly busted, that it couldn't be fixed. So that project is what we call an abandoned project now. Now remember too, and thank you again for the super chat. Remember too, when you're using this, I'm sorry, I don't have the convenience of a little Stream Deck anymore. So we've got it cleared up. Everything's good. It's gonna sit in here like this on the edge for workspace here, and we're fine. It is ready, and that should be that. But always remember to go back here on your dial, and I usually, I'm going to be honest with you, there's very rarely times when this you need to have this set over the 1 on the dial. Always remember, just turn it up if you need to clear the clog in here, and otherwise keep it down around that lower number if you're working on circuit boards. That's my experience. You generally don't need to go that hot unless you're hitting a spot that has like a lot of solder on it and it's a big point with a lot of heat on it, which there are some capacitors and power supplies that, you know, are like that. But for today's application, we're going to be keeping the temperature nice and low. It's because we don't want to have a solder burnout, and a pad burnout. So we're looking at removing these capacitors, and as I said, this is based on a prior capacitor kit that I've done on these two models, and it's about 13. It's an older kit, so I wanted to go through here and expand that a little bit more with some other capacitors and update for this board. I'm not sure the value on this. I have a good guess as to what this is, but I'm not quite sure what that value is. But we can pull all these, and hopefully that'll correct all that terrible geometry that you see on the thumbnail for this video after we replace them with this. So let me grab the circuit board again. And I'll try to wear this most of the time. This grounding bracelet. And that way we won't do any damage to our circuit board. But the areas that we have deflection issues are going to be from this area down here. Let me give you a little bit more light. How about that? And I've already marked them all with a dot here, the ones we're removing. And so this is all around heat sinks. You'll notice that. So high temperature stuff. These are all for sure problematic if they fail. They cause those red, green, and blue lines to, well, no, these don't. These will cause deflection issues. The red, green, and blue lines actually come from the failure of this capacitor here I'm touching right now, and this one. Sorry, those are the two. These two. That's why if you look at that video, which we'll look at after we fix this, hopefully, these two are failed. I'm sure of it. At least one of them is. These control deflections. Other parts also do, like these specifically, and there's some more down in this area. So I need to remove all of these, the ones that have little dots on them. I added some other capacitors, but you'll notice in general, they're the ones that are right up next to these areas where a lot of heat is generated, you know? So that's why that is necessary. Let me turn up a little bit more of the background music. We're gonna hover around, you know, a nice little level there. Because we're gonna start this desoldering, and I don't want you just to have to listen to all that suction happening. I do have some meters here if we need them today. I've got a fluke meter. And then I've got a handy dandy capacitor tester. And we can test all these things that we need to, that we desire to. If we have time, we remove these parts from our circuit. Because we could test them in circuit, but I'd rather just remove them from circuit. And that way, we can get a good reading on them, and not because honestly, I've used the best tools there are, and I still run into an issue where I don't get well, sorry about that. Let's get all these tools put up, and we're just going to jump right into this. Here we go. All right. So what I'm going to try to do is remove the capacitors, like I said, with the dots on them. Try to give you a front door view. Your view may be better than mine, but I don't know for sure. I do know for sure which capacitors I'm removing, and I will bring in this extra set of hands if I need them. And this first capacitor is right down in here, and I've got it on the leg, and there we have molten solder. Okay. You can see that leg is broken free. Let's see if I can get you any closer. I don't know if I can. And keep it in focus. I'm going to give it a good shot though. Let's see. Let's see if I can show you. So here's the one leg I've already removed right here. So let me square this up just a teeny bit. Right there in the center of your picture where my tool is. This right here. That's one leg of that capacitor that I'm removing. Let's go the other leg. Ooh. It was quite a bit like getting hung up on that, but as you can tell now, look at that. I mean, the legs are completely free. I'm going to pull it out. This is a 25 volt 1000 microfarad capacitor, Elna branded, and I'm going to guess 105 degree rated. Oh, see, this is the reason we have issues. Sorry, I'm going to let the focus catch this. Can. But it says it's an 85 degree Celsius capacitor, and it's from like 1995, 94-ish. So these are not too trustworthy. So that's one down. It's always a good idea to come in here, and this is 586. So yeah, 586 was supposed to be the 25 volt 1000. If we look right there. Right there. One of the new additions to the kit. So that's good. Moving on. If I ever have any issues, someone was asking here, the last Draconic. Hey, James Spoon. Thank you, James. I did. So if you are using this tool, what are you asking again? Sorry. How many jobs do you do? I mean, it depends. It really depends on the solder itself. How easy does it pull? Do you have to add solder to the pads? Sometimes you have to add solder. So it just depends how much solder you think's in there. You can clean. You just clean it at any time you feel like it needs to be cleaned. You leave them more on safe instead of, waiting too late. So it's good to do it between every job, before or after you finish a job. So I got the first leg there. I don't know if you can see any of this because it is so much going on in here in this board. I'm gonna try to balance this back out and see if I can even point it out on the picture. I don't know if I can. Here is the leg I just broke free, right in the center. You can see it now, I'm sure. Where's Waldo? And we'll be like that. And now we have both legs free. See, they both wiggle in down there. If you have a really good vision, you can see them. And we will pull it. Oh, yes, real good. So this is a 50 volt 10. But the problem here is, again, it's an 85-degree capacitor, and made by Gemicon, which is not terrible. Gemicon's not terrible, but 85-degree, like, normal capacitor. It's too old to be trusted, especially when it's been around this hot heat source. And again, 50 volt 10. That is 577, and that's good. That's what the list says. Now we'll move to the next one, which is not too far from that one, like a little bit below where we just went. The biggest thing here is precision. Precision on where you're touching the end. Because there's so many other components under here that rely on each other. Oh, looks like Cole's excited upstairs. I wonder what's going on up there. He likes to bark at everything. All right. Gotta pull this with the... There we go. Here we have... Oh, this is a 10 volt. 105 degree though, 10 volt, 100 microfarad capacitor. It's pretty low. I know I didn't replace it with a 10 volt. Sorry. 15, 17, 16 volt. I'm going up to 16 volt, probably 25 volt, honestly. Because I have tons of 25 volt, 100 microfarads, and that's fine to go up from 10 to 25. It's not a big deal. All right, good. Hello, Princess Peach. Thank you. Hello, Yandi. All right, let's keep rolling. We've got 3 out, and we have 16 total to pull from here. So probably start moving a little bit quicker now. But you know how I like to roll. I don't like to do things quickly. I like to do things correctly. So there's other... So I don't want to mess anything up, most importantly. Let's see about getting C541 though. Which some of these are just in absolutely wild places. Actually, we're going 523 up here. 523. I'll tell you another tip soon here. As I start to, well, hope this heats up. Now, see, this one's going to need. Some of these are in spots where the heat is higher, tolerant. So, I'm probably going to have to reflow solder. I'm definitely going to have to reflow solder on this. So don't, again, if this happens, this is normal. You don't want to just get in a rush and actually damage something. Where am I? I'm right here. I'm going to try to get the other leg, but it's on a ground plate and it's negative. So let's see. We can get it to. Yeah, we got it. We got it nice and broken free. But the other leg needs some fresh solder on it. And that's what you do if you run into a situation where you know, instead of trying to work with what's there, let's add some fresh solder and it should flow right out. I mean, it's starting to wiggle free on its own, but let's just, we might even pull it and then just get the solder out of the hole. Let's see, that might be the best course of action, or it's very little solder, but so don't want. Too much should go back in there. Okay, should be good. Just like that. Okay. So I tend to go, I think we did talk a little bit about temperature on the tooling. I'm trying to pull it out over here. There's it. Just got those hook legs right there. It is 50 volt 1. This little one. Again, hang on a second. 523. Good. The temperature on the iron is trying to stay around 700 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I go the lowest temperature possible on the desoldering tool. The very lowest, the number 1 setting. All right, we can go on. We're gonna move on. Here we go. Yeah, you can watch it and fall asleep. That's fine. I'd probably do the same thing. It's like watching golf or something. And I'm trying to get a better view of what I'm targeting next here for removal. Targeted removal. Alright. I'm gonna go back to this section. And we need to get 541 out. 541. Okay, I've got 541. We're ready. It's right here. Clean. Hold that on the other side, opposite of the surface mount component. Wiggle that capacitor with your left hand. Move that, and hopefully it breaks free. Where are we? Oh, it solidified itself back. You might have to do this one again. It is right near. Right near. That is in the house. Yes, as I try, man. I'm trying this streaming setup. Hopefully we'll make it. I had to reset my sound settings so many times, and I think I used to use a sound gate or noise gate, and I stopped using the noise gate. So that's why you're getting actual sounds this time. So before, if I didn't talk, it just wouldn't. It just wouldn't happen. You wouldn't hear. Anything, much less the desoldering tool. Alright, I'm trying to get my finger back on the back side of this. And I'm gonna push it, kind of get that solder molten and push it as far away as I can from the surface mount component. That's good. Of course, now I got a beautiful solder joint on here that I have to undo. Where are you, baby? There you are. The shortest lived, beautiful soldered weld. Ooh, I think it might get hung up again. If I bend it, come on, baby. There we go. All right. Woo! There we go. These ones are just a little bit tricky to get into and out of, and make sure you pull the right ones. And there we go. Another jammy con. 54.7, 85 degrees Celsius for your pleasure. A little dirty under there. Get some alcohol on there. Clean that up after we're done. Yeah, I know. That's what I thought. I didn't realize the noise gate was on until I just followed something and said do a noise gate, and then I was like, wait a second, I don't really want that. So in the reset, I've not been adding that. I've been adding a little bit of a, suppressor so you won't hear everything. That's awful because I still have my boiler. All right, this is a 50 volt, 4.7, 541, and that matches our cap kit. So we can go goodbye. There's one more over here, you'll notice. That's kind of tiny, in between Big Chungus here. And that's this little guy down in this corner. So I need to remove it probably next. It is 529. 529er Bandit. We're rolling up and trucking, baby. We're gonna do what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go. Short time to get there. I know, Bandit. Alright. Not really liking the solder quality with some of these points over here. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and reflow solder on this one. I just don't like it. There's not very much on there, and sometimes you're presented with not much of an option right here. So, and again, this is an awkward position one, so we're not gonna push things too far. Give my jazz some lyrics or something going on. Change that in a second. Yeah, that's broken. Okay. I love it over hard. No one could. If anybody's like listening, you're probably, if you have this on, it's probably a bad stream. Nobody in the office could be playing this in the background because it just sounds like you're watching a video of a man farting. Oh, you're watching that fart show. That's it. That's why Zaz is the only one here anymore. He's the only one remaining in the chat. Thanks, Zaz. We're missing you. It's glad to have you. Alright. 50 0.47, 529, C529. And this was actually a Rubicon. Check it out. Nicer one. Ruby Soho. Ruby so tough. Where's Ruby's temp settings? 105 degrees, baby. 105. Lovely little blossom there. All right. A couple more in this area. Maybe we should skip them out of the way. Everything else is kind of bundled together. Almost got everything out around. This is the one I'm not sure about. On your screen. Yeah. Oh, that's okay, Vetrix. You could go to bed. It's not. I'm sorry. Here we go. 579. This is the one I'm not sure what the value is. Let's go to positive mode first. Can't get no satisfaction. Come on, baby. Yeah, that's good. It's good and broken free. Try the negative. Nah. Nope. Nope. Man. No. Sometimes the parts will easily get stuck on the negative because it's such a large ground plate on some of these. Best to lift that capacitor leg up while it's molten. Put it angled for your... catch anything higher here. That's what we're going for right here. Hopefully it'll still be relatively easy to work with. There we go. There we go. Give myself a little room. What are you watching, honey? It sounds like you're watching some stupid 90s fart show. When when it was funny to have like fart sound effects just over. Like, this America's Funniest Home Videos. It would be Bob Saget with a voiceover of nonsense. Alright, back to reality. This is a Rubicon 50 volt 100. That's what I was thinking it was, and that's what I put in the kit. I don't know why I didn't write it on my list here. Yeah. This one is an 105 degree Rubicon also, so that's a better capacitor for sure. One more here, right next to a couple of surface mount chips down in this area. Flip our board over. Which one is it? Which one? It's right next to this. Oh, yeah, right here. This should be a good one because it's got this big fat component right there. Tiger, baby. I have a tiger. Oh, ho, ho, ho. We have a loose leg. And now, just come up here. Just be real gentle. Oh my. A lot of traffic in this area. There we go. Ooh, happy little capacitor. These are ones that weren't on my original list, so I'm just torturing myself for no reason. Whoop. 15, 17, what is this? 1518, yes. 1518. is Jamicon 85 degrees, 16 volt 47. 16 volt 47, 1518, we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have it. Ever moved. That capacitor. Lovely Monday. What a lovely Monday. Let me get a fresh sip of some water there. Got to keep hydrated when decapping something. I mean, how important is it to keep hydrated? What's the deal with hydration? All right, we're going right here, I believe. This area, oh, there you are, right here. Oof, look at that one. Not a lot of solder on there. Let's see if we can do it. Ooh, molten. Alright, I think we're good. Ooh, ooh. Here we go. Well, are there any Aussies in the house besides Sir Lewis? Sir Zez. Look at that one. Pop her right out of there. Oh, look, a little juicy. Look at this. This one had to be a little juicy. Got some scuzzies right here. Scuzz mark right here. Yes, everybody, put an F for hydrate. Oh, or a H, I don't know. H2O for hydrate. 250, 47, 250 volt, 4.7, excuse me. Right in there. I can also see a little bit of residue there on the board that we'll have to take a good cleaning. Remove all that. And we're up to the top one area now of this board that does require some camera finagling here. And we will be looking to remove, well, we got a horizontal pulse capacitor. Right here we need to remove. Let's get it out if we can. This is another one. Just really light on the solder. Oh my. There we go. And fart sound effect. Engage! Now add laugh track. Alright. Here we go. What does that say? I'm trying to read on the screen. 25 volt, 100 microfarad. 100 microfarads, 25 volts. Correctamundo C596. And there's one right under it. If the music starts to get off, just tell me. I can't hear much of it. We're ready for liftoff, folks. This one. Oh my goodness. It almost poked me in the eye. Awful. Awful. I have to show wear safety glasses. Double checking here. 50 volt 10. 1504. Perfect. Just we needed. And of course, a hot tub. Oh, did somebody solder from a hot tub? Has anyone ever soldered in a hot tub? I mean, it's the internet. I feel like everything's been done. Who has... I mean, I know like Voltar likes to post pictures from the bathtub for Twitter. But has anybody actually soldered on stream in the bathtub? Man, I still don't think anybody would watch. Alright. We've gotten those two out of the way next to this connection point. Hey, Koala Koa. We got to get these 4 out right here. And this 4... Where my thumb are. Where my thumb is. Photoshop. If I was better at Photoshop and had time. But I've gotten like no urge to learn that since my friend Mason, you know, he just takes care of all that for me. Since he started doing thumbnails, I haven't worried about a photo design very much. Oh, sorry, I'm off screen. Hang on. Stupid, you're off screen. Cut, somebody. We need a rewrite. Okay. This is the one I just removed. Sorry about that, folks. It's the... This is a 160 volt 2.2. So I was wondering if this was going to be a 2.2 because it was on my list as a 2.2. C584. And that's exactly what it is. I actually don't have this capacitor. I have a 250 volt 2.2, but that will work also. But yeah, it's one of the capacitors that can go bad and cause that RGB line. You can use a 161 UF instead of 2.2. Just gotta make sure whatever you put in there that's 105 degree temperature rated. Going up. Oh yes. See. Oh. This one's definitely lost some fluid right in here. And it's even dried up. But this whole plate, this whole area here is just coated with electrolytic fluid. Try to focus, baby. Try to focus. There you go. Can you see it? C584. See all that crust? That ring, double ring of crust. It's especially pronounced on the right-hand side of your screen, folks. And that is what we call dried up electrolytic fluid that has undoubtedly leaked from the bottom of this disgusting 160 volt capacitor. Let's see. Oh, yes. Just look at the crust here. We have massive crust here, and that's why there was a lot of issues with deflection. One of the reasons why. Got another one right next to it, and it would be awesome to see if it's blown up too. Okay. Right next door. We have 572. We need to remove it. So we'll remove 572. Alright, 572 wiggly loose here. You don't have to recap every one of these. These are all capacitors that are known to fail, and they do directly impact your screen quality. A lot of this stuff on here is extra stuff that, no, some of them are never going to fail. I mean, these will fail 3 times before some of these other capacitors in these other zones that aren't as hot. So you don't have to change all of them. This board has, goodness gracious, hundreds of capacitors on it. You could go around with a meter and check them if you really wanted to, and any that read suspicious you could change out. You'd probably find a few, maybe 1 out of 10 or something. 1 out of 15. Alright, got a 160 volt 4.7 C572, that's correct. I don't think this one's as crusty. Doesn't look as bad. We'll take a look at it in a second, because I'm going to go ahead and remove 2 more caps next to it that I need to remove right up here where my finger's pointing, towards the left-hand side of the screen. And Just gonna try to get both of these out before I actually move on and look at the back side. But we'll see this done. With some wiggling going on there. Okay, so we have a wiggly 588. Let's just go ahead and undo 590 while we're here. Piggyback off some of that heat that we generated. Removing 588. Gosh, keep wiggling. You gotta wait to see if it cools down, if it re-sticks to the side of the or something. Okay. Gonna pull these. Here we go. Ah! Again, I almost poked myself in the eye. Put the finger on top of this one. That was 5. This is a 50 volt 2.2. This one's known to fail. That's 590, I believe. Yeah, 590, 2.2, 50 volt. The other was a 50 volt 10. It's all the way over there. Let me go grab it. Alright. Get flying objects. Flying capacitors. Man, literally put your eye out, kid. Okay, there we go. Here we are. Exactly, run away, cap. I'm getting a bunch of basement fuzz here. 50 volt 10, trust me, it's a nice cap though. And the other one's a Rubicon. This is our last cluster right here. Right here. This is 4. Very vital to replace these. And actually, oof, I can't tell. This one might just have bad solder on it too. Bad solder. Tell me what you got. Alright, let's take this 522. C522. It's definitely expunged. 16 volt 1000. 16 volt 1000. That's one of those ones where it could be two values. Could be one or the other. Well, we have this one. Okay. Have a little bit longer. 211. We're working. 16 volt 1000. Oh, let's take a listen. That's it. Oh, I don't like the way that went. This one's really got not much solder at all. I'm gonna have to just go resolder this one. Let's try this other one now. That one looks pretty rough too. The light on the sauce, you know? That one's good. Oh, slippery fingers. Ooh, that one's getting a little stuck. Okay, we got another one out. We got 206. which is supposed to be a 25 volt 100. It is. It's a Rubicon right here. 25 volt 100. Now we'll get out 25 volt 100 right here. You know, we may have. There we go. We may need to clean out the chamber to get this last two capacitors all the way up. Oh, we got that one involved. Alright. Right here. Should be another 25 volt 100 Rubicon, and it is. So folks, just checking out the integrity of these holes. Go up here and put a little flat, fresh glaze up here on this donut. I don't mind being generous with the glaze either. Alright, here we go. See if we can't get this out. Well, look at that. There we go. It should be the last capacitor, and we got it out. It is. $25 volt 220. So I'm gonna try to straighten the camera up here for you a little bit. Oh yeah, Koala's already on the Patreon. It says, thanks for trying to sit out there and get some new members. But yeah, he's actually, I've got to get back with him about working on something. I saw you sent a message. I'm sorry, I've just been trying to get certain things done, and I haven't had the time to get all the scheduling and everything ready for this week. I really wanted to test this stream out, see if it would even work this week. So, all right, that's a 25 Rubicon. Man, those things are slipping right out of my fingers. So that should be all the desoldering we need to do. Okay, so there's our caps. We've got them all removed. I went ahead of time and made the cap kit to save some time. So, gonna move that out of the way. And we're gonna install the new capacitors, which I have in this lovely little case right here. And that's gonna be that. There we go. Drive me crazy. Wonder why it's been crooked the whole time. Give me a little bit more room to move around. With my elbow bracelet down. So before I do that, just go in, clean these pads a little bit, because we all saw how nasty they looked. Specifically some of them. I'm just going to use this little pad here Put a little bit of alcohol on it. And we will just kind of look down in here. We're just gonna, you know, scrub those spots. Scrub them to start. Get all this little residue off here. There's 4 there. We're gonna get this section and this section. There's definitely stuff there. I'm not saying it's all. Whoops. Sorry about that. I'm not saying that it's all actually fluid from capacitors. There's definitely leftover flux. There's leftover. There's some leftover ooze. Because we saw the picture, the quality was awful before. Just gonna go over here. Get these 2. And then this one. This is what I'm talking about, right? Look at that. So, go in here and broad these. They're all good and clean and intact. Give them the old probe treatment, you know. You all watched plenty of X-Files, right? And then there, probe a couple of these. This is so wonderful. These, I just love a good clean hole. Friday yet? Oh, sorry, no, it's just Monday. It's Monday afternoon, right? Am I right? Maybe Friday, maybe Monday, earlier or later for you, wherever you're feeling from today. I appreciate you being here with me. Just checking out. I need to clean this area. I think checking out might be the most accurate thing I've said. Steve's sanity is checked out. We're working on it. We're working on it. There we go. Get down here. Ooh, look at that. Some pretty nasty stuff. There. Oh. Like that. Careful here. Goodness, what did I do? There we go. That one's gonna be good and clean. Alright. There we go. There we go. Man, everything's cleaned up. Every one of them. It means we're ready to go ahead and install things. And I'll be honest with you, the holes look great. Shouldn't be any issues with these holes. I'm just gonna put here and Wipe off these. See, there's still stuff on here. Isn't that crazy? Even from Sony factory, there's always residue left on things. There's also like a film layer, which is kind of weird. Make sure you don't knock anything off. Alright. We're looking good. A little ESD brushing. Good stuff. Here we go. Give her the old blow. All right. I think I'll need that for a minute. Now, good. I'm glad people are still liking the music. Thank you, Koala. We're gonna start. Get this in. So, get that out of the zone. Don't need too much stuff around us. So I've got to start installing our capacitors. Right over here in the center of your screen is the areas. And here's our capacitor kit. So I'll go through and I'll stick some, weld them in, solder them in, and then we will repeat the process. So let's start with our more difficult area over in this area, over the board right in the center. Let's go ahead and so first off we have the 50 volt 100. This is a big one. See if it'll fit in here. This is C579, just double checking before I install it. Right. There it is. We're going for it. I'm looking, I just want to make sure I'm aiming these the right direction. This is the way. This is the orientation for these. This capacitor. There we go. Like we glove. And then 15, 18, 16 volt 47, which I have a 25 volt 47. So we're going to upgrade it to a 25 volt 47. And I'm going to go ahead and get these both stuck in here at the same time. So I don't have to mess with this zone ever again. Hopefully. I'm going to do everything correctly here. There we go. 2 new caps are in there. Let me show you. I've not done anything yet, so you're not missing anything. Here's our legs. (700°C). We're coming in here, and I'm just gonna get a little tacky going. I'll straighten it. Yeah. It's not our permanent weld, we're just doing it like that for right this second. Oof, I'm sure my hand looks good in the picture. There we go. That side will be better. Just a little solder. Okay. Good. Now, let's take your time with these ones. We got a surface mount component right here. In the middle of this one. Bunch of stuff around the outside. Coming in here with some flush cutters. And trim all the legs. And just remember that it's always best to come in here and do the solder on the leg of the component. The leg that you haven't soldered. Because if I did the leg I'd already soldered accidentally and tried to reflow it first, I'd probably lose the part. It would probably slip right out. There we go. Get a good weld. We're gonna let that cool for a second. Come in here. There we go. There we go. Keep this one up top. This other leg. And it's a good solid weld right there. Three divine orbs and a squire. Yes, challenge. There we go. And that's how you get in there and do this without damaging anything. Like, or that's it. Just come in there and you can clean it off later. Thanks, Vectrix. Have a good rest. Thanks for coming. We'll see you in the next one. Alright. Good. Everything's looking good. Just coming over here and checking everything out on the other side. Good, good, good. We're going to go ahead now and hit up that 529er. C529 is a 50 volt, 0.47 capacitor. That is right down there. I knew what any of that was, man. So that's something that's more valuable than a PVM, you think? Alright, that's installed. 50 volt 1. 50 volt 1. What's the number? We're at 529. We got 523 above it, which is the 50 volt 1. So there's the 50 volt 47. Let's make sure we're sending them all in the correct direction. This should be the 2.2. This should be the 4.7. .541 is C541 is 50 volt 4.7 perfect. Oh, tissue remnant there. Well, that's drama. I'm expecting that to happen. All right. You're the legit. If it focuses here, I just want you to know you're getting to see this. Actually, a closer view than I can see it. itself, if it's working. There we go. There we have some more components that I'm going to come in here and put a little tack weld on. Wonderful. Number 2. Right. Finally. This thing I don't like. Sorry. There it is. I was pushing against the wrong thing here. Perfect. All right. I'm not using lead-free solder, Stefan. I do not use lead-free solder. I use low temperature rosin core solder with just the right touch of lead. Just the perfect amount. Maybe it's the other thing. That's okay. The good old days. The good old days. Just remember. Diet saw there. I'll show you the reel here in a second. It's on a reel. I'd tell you the exact thing, but I will show you here in a minute. 1, 2. Ooh, my phone's ringing. And that's more garbage. Should just spend a day answering the silly, no good telemarketers that call me. They love calling Mondays. It gets their day to really hammer the numbers. The reason they call me is I have technically a business number for business. Oh my goodness, there we go. All three of those look wonderful. Yeah, 700, 7 to 750 Celsius on my iron. This top part, I don't like the weld top side down in here. So let's see if I can get this down here. Give you folks a real show. There we go, beautiful. And that's really the toughest area to deal with, are those 5 capacitors right in that zone right there. So you can change those 5 out. Get them all good. Solder. How does he pronounce it? Solder? Right? Solder. 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 There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. drink the tap water. Not what we're talking about now. All right. We are moving on. Let's... This one right here. We got one right here. We got 4 here. We got 4 here and 2 here. So we probably should just work our way this way or out from like here, this direction. Oh, so yeah, C, or F, sorry. 700 degrees F, yeah, not C. I'd be melting the walls, my skin included. You know, that's live shows for you, baby. All right, we're going for it. We're gonna need 572 and 584. We're going to need 572 and 584 to report for duty. 164.7. Got that one? What's this one? 254.7. Where's the 252.2? And... oh, that's the one. Yes, 105 degree Nishikan. 250. 2.2, so we're going to do a little upgrade here. This is a much better capacitor. We're going for the temperature of whatever, Mercury, Venus maybe. Alright, right in the spot where I'm going next to this heat sink. Right, actually this one here. Just remember putting it in the right direction, because you don't want to put one in backwards. And then look how, I mean, this comparing things, these are so much smaller than the ones that were removed and better rated. Shows you what, it's not even that much of a technological change, but something. Alright, I can get that bent over. Oh, those caps got legs and they know how to use them. Walking down the street one day, wonderful. I don't know if it just passed me by, or if maybe, just maybe, there's a chance to live on. Fix and save the CRTs. The next generation. This reminds me of that I watched recently with Glenn Ross. I think it's on YouTube where I live for free right now. Great. Such a great movie you can appreciate when you get older, I guess. Fabulous stuff there. You gotta always be closing, that's what I remember. You know? First place is a new Cadillac. Second place is a set of steak knives. You know what third place is? Third place is you're fired. Lots of rain in that movie too. The rain was pouring. You know, hey Ira, thank you for coming in, Pillow Whacker. we weld at the temperature of the sun, folks. 700 degrees Celsius. Alright. Got two more spots next to those capacitors. For a couple smaller ones. Get those out of the way. Is done. That's 588 and 590. 50 volt 10 and a 50 volt 2.2. For 590. Let's go later. My legs are twisted. That's what the cap's saying. My legs are twisted. Like it against it. Come on. Come on, give me some good legs here. The legs enter the holes. We all wonder, is this the correct course of action? Is the answer always just recap it when it comes to CRT repair? Just recap it. It'll fix it. It'll fix everything. Or is more needed than just a simple cap kit? We shall all find out. Shall all find out. Thank you. I'm asking a lot. I'm asking to defy gravity, man. So I'll be able to do it. Look at that. Get off screen again. Oh man, I'm sorry for that. Might have been there. There we go. There's a good group for you. I'm sorry about it. Sometimes I get carried away. There we go. Now we've done all that. Got two right here. One over here that I need to install. Oh goodness, here we go. Go ahead and tack both those legs in. Edge. Faster. A little bigger. There we go. There we go. Yeah, hopefully we can. Zaz, I don't know when. See this system. See what your job, what's your new career, business has going on. Get back to an episode of the Cathode Ray Podcast. It's been a while. Goodness. Longest break probably ever. Alright, there's that one. 1504. It's our next capacitor, and that is 50 volt 10. Yes. Just right below this connection point. Right here. And then 596 should be a 25 volt 100. Yep. Okay. Goes right above it. Just like that. Use my third arms here. It's like that. Did we change it up to some synth? I'm not even paying attention. Let me see. Oh, now it looks like it's still some jazz stuff here. Well, sometimes I do use that. I found some pretty good generic 80s style music for videos. I used it in the last one. I even got to use a metal like song in the last episodes. Of course, it wasn't a long segment, but fun to do. Okay. So that's a good question, Stefan. It is. Ooh, it's very dependent. I've used them. I used to use them. I have a lot of old videos where I used soundtracks from video games, and I feel like we're flirting with disaster doing that. At least from my perspective now. Back in the day, I used to love doing it. But I've heard of people getting... I think you're just inviting copyright problems down the road by continuing to use it. I just deal with trying to find stuff that's new. That is available for me to just license, which what I use now is a program called Epidemic Sound. I know. It would be cool if I could just play some good old music. I know it's like... It's probably harmless if I did it, honestly, but you never know. We're talking about Nintendo. I don't know why they've never gotten on anybody's case about it. But, excuse me. I'm not trying to give them any ideas. I'm sure if they wanted to, they would do it. That's great. This is all going great. We've got everything installed except our final four. Right here. We're going to start with the two insiders, which is the 507 and the 595. the 595 is this 25 volt 220. 595. And then the 507 right next to that. And just like that, we're ready to weld these two in. There's things, it's like I just accept the fact when it comes to music to just deal with what I can find. Like I said, and I mean, I think it's $16. I pay $15 or $16 every month for it. And just to have the peace of mind is good. Once you have a channel that, you know, I mean, my channel isn't huge by any means, but it's a good size it's got some value to it. It's good to preserve that, and you don't want to, you know, you just do it as part of kind of like the cost of running the channel. And it's pretty low cost, like I said. It's one of the lower cost things that I have is the music, because there's tons of things. There's even like I use a lot of sound effects off that site, and that means if anybody, I mean, I've tried other things too. I had some videos that did pretty good within the last year, and I used classical music on them, and I went to find over, you know, 100 years. Technically, they were supposed to be over 100-year-old recordings. Anyway, that didn't matter, because eventually somebody claimed, like, Mozart stuff. Said it was theirs. So I just said, forget it. I'll just use this, because then there's no question. Like, even if, what if somebody comes along and just false copyrights you for using that music from a video game, and they don't even own the copyright? But what's your complaint, right? How do you fight that? You have no way to fight it because you don't technically own the license to the music yourself either. That's what I thought. So I just thought, you know, next time if this happens, I'm going to have the music key, kind of. All right, we got 206 and then the big one, which is the 522, which is a 16 volt. Well, that's actually on there now. 16 volt 1000. I've only got a 25 volt 1000 here. So we'll do a little upgrade. We still got, well, see, look, I said that we still got 3 more caps on this side. That's why I'm still got caps on the cap kit. And I'm gonna have to find one more kit that I was light on apart. And that one's gonna be a tight fit right there. That's okay. See that one? And then this one. And now we'll install them. It had to be you. Oh yeah. On a summer day. Your scan lines took my breath away. I have no idea how these songs even go, kind of. I've got the headphones around my neck so I can hear a little bit. Like the horn. A lot of this is stuff I've not heard before. It's the jazzy playlist. Ooh, we're soldering capacitors, yeah, yeah, yeah. We got some flush cutters now, and we're gonna go back and reflow the solder and make those welds look Classy and sophisticated. I doubt there's like, I probably ran everybody off from the stream today. Thank you. Thank you very much. If you like or hate my music, you can leave a thumbs up or thumbs down. I don't care. If it's that terrible, leaves a thumbs down and I'll probably never sing again. Probably. All right. Looking good. We've got just 3 more. Right here. We've got a 517, 1517 and a 508. 1517. That's not 508, that's 57 something. It's a 50 volt 10 and a 25 volt 100 and a 16 volt 1000. Ah, I just put that 16 volt, doggone it. I put that one in, I meant to put the 25 over here. What's minor threat? Hot dog. Where are we at? We're at 577. I want to make sure I'm getting the right one here. Sorry, folks. 50 volt 10. Yes. 1517 is a 25 volt 100. Put in that one. And then I'm going to have to go hunt down another capacitor. Yeah. Here we go. That's wonderful. Boy, these are all close together. Let's see. There we go. I don't know about minor threats, but I know a major threat to longevity of CRTs happens to be this topic we were mentioning earlier, which is the lead-free solder. It just doesn't have the kind of longevity, durability, etc., quality that leaded solder has. The lead-free is not as good. Not as good. If it was as good, then nobody would use leaded solder. We got to get one more capacitor here to go right here. Right there. So here we go. Got one right here. This is awesome. This is awesome. It's been a while since I've been able to go through and actually finish a recap on the stream. This is my last one. Well, let's hope it's our last one. We'll have to go back after this and check, see if I made any mistakes. Because I've been known to make mistakes. Shoot, what was it? The last one I did make a mistake on that board. The 8-inch PVM, I had a capacitor in upside down. Probably doing a little more than I normally would on this one, but it's the last one. Look at that board. Let's have a look here. Let's have a closer look. You guys can pretend you're the quality control manager today. See what you think. If this is ready for cleanup. We'll run through a couple checks here and just make sure that everything looks good. Just cleaning up my stuff a little bit. And before we go on any further, like I promised, if anybody's still here and was asking, let's go switch to this. I'll show you. This is the solder I have been using forever. It's got a big reel. I've used almost all of it. Right there. Rosin, Kester. Oh, that's 1 pound. Let's read it. It says 60-40. 60-40. 0.8 millimeters in diameter. 0.31 inches. 3.3%. It's under warranty, believe it or not, till 2024. So I've had it since 2022 or something, it says. I used to work in quality control. All right. Let's go back to our desk. Not that desk. I keep confusing myself. I need to change the name on that. Fly back. I am also going to look at the other parts just to make sure everything looks good. I've looked at it before, but I like to look at it again. And I don't want to have anything that's pre-existing touching like another component to short out possibly. Sometimes you'll notice things like that. I'll show you a good example of how this can happen here in a second, but especially over in these areas. I look over here, these legs, I mean, I don't know, these legs can easily bridge out and touch if they get bent on this diode and this resistor, and that probably would cause a short that may damage the CRT. I have no idea the board or other things on the board. But everything looks good over there. Let's look at our caps that we installed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's it. We have 19 capacitors on our list. That's how many we changed. And every single one of them is facing the right direction. And then I go back here too. Check out all the welds. Now this should be cleaned before I do a real final check, but we're Just looking here. Okay. Now we're gonna clean this. All right. Here's the deal. I might have to pull this board and clean it again later. I don't know. I'm almost out of time, believe it or not. So let's see if we can clean a little bit off. I'm not going to go overboard in the cleaning. But probably do want to get a little bit of it off. And this is without using extra flux. This is just from the solder itself. The rosin core, flux core solder. That's the solder you just saw. And you'll definitely get flux residue just from using it, just from heating it up. All right. See, we're getting a good amount of that off. Okay, so let's take a little brush. Give her a little scrubby scrub. There we go. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get a lot of this off, pretty much as we can. It's all in the same area. So a little bit over here is just it's a little more. There we go. Do that again. Just get off that whole board area. Right. Do that a little bit more. A little bit lower. Go. And it's looking good. All right. That's a good cleaning right there. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Just blow it off a little bit. All right. right. I'm gonna rush all of a sudden. All right, let's move it over. It looks good. Now, there's no guarantee that any of this stuff we did will actually work, unfortunately. It's a risky take. In the high-stakes game of CRT repair. Get the chassis back in here. Give it a chance to... Hey, Belmont, thanks for showing up. Hope you're doing good. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Brushes up. Let's install these. These screws that hold the board to the guide plate here. All right, there's one. There's a two. There's three. One more. Back here. No, front here. Never mind. Right next to the right on the flyback. Actually, you're connecting the flyback and the frame there. Right there. Everything's looking good. Generally, I like to give this thing a little time before I just power it right up, just in case anything needs to evaporate. But I think we'll be okay by the time this guy gets installed. I think it should be fine. Hey, let's see about slipping this over here. Into the back of this. Let me change the camera and show you what I'm looking at right here. It's the back of the CRT. Connect everything. Yep, there we go. All right, no tally light on this one. Okay, connect the board. Okay, this is power stuff. This can go connect right here. So good. All right, there we go. All right. Let's see. Just need to add the power supply. Might go ahead and put a couple ground screws in here. Just because these monitors can not power on if you leave off ground screws sometimes. So, make sure you add them. You can. All right. Yeah. Okay. Just one more thing. All right. Well, if you look up in the top, I'm in this corner with you. That's everything put back together. So say a prayer, and let's hope this works. So I'm going to get a power cable first. This has a menu on it, and we'll see if it pulls up. Want to make sure the button's not pushed in. No, good. Check. All right, so if you remember, in yesterday's, or I mean in the video, I had to use a spare power supply. Because the original power supply was dead. It has a dead 5-volt rail. Well, this is the replacement power supply. But it's installed. It should work. But I have no idea, I guess, right? I mean, I have an idea. And I'm hopeful. Positive attitude, right? So what we're going to do is everything's good. We got power. And let me plug in. The Super Nintendo is turned on. If we have power there. So let's just, before we do too much, let's power it on and just see what happens. All right, here we go. We're powering on. We're powering on. It definitely doesn't sound as wild as the other one did. All right, there's the normal turn on. Oh, gosh, I don't see anything. Oh, yes. Okay. Here we go. So, folks, this is the screen. Now, before we do anything else, let me show you what this looks like the last time we saw this. So let's I'm going to turn the music off. I'm going to switch over to this desktop view. I'm going to minimize that. Well, I'll leave it up for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and well, before I do all that, let me just do this. Let me show you again this, okay? And that at first, I'm going to pull this up so it doesn't take a second if you just see that working. And before I actually send a signal into it again, this is the very first time it's been powered on. And I'm going to show you what it looked like before, if it'll let me play my own video here. And all right. So let's just see if I can get this pulled over here to the section of video where I show the actual condition of this, okay? And then what I'm going to do is, yes, I've got it here. Okay. So this is what it looks like now. Let's go over to this one. I'm going to minimize this. We're going to put this in. And I'm just going to look at that. First off, we had the red, green, and blue lines there. And just check out the distortion on the screen. Sorry about the closed caption. I didn't realize that was on, but turn that off. And check it out. Like, look how bad this deflection is. This is awful. And even after warming up for a second, this is what it looked like. You still had the red, green, and blue lines, and I did not change that setting one bit. Only thing I changed was a couple of deflection settings. But that right there is how it used to look. If you want to see more of this, you can check out the video, and I show it, and that's it. So anyway, I hope I didn't close everything out. I don't think I did. I think I just closed out the music. Let me go back to the shop. There we go. There we go, everybody. We've got power to it. We didn't even have to do anything, really. That was all the capacitors, Pillow Whacker. I don't know why I'm calling you Pillow Whacker. I'm sorry, Pillow Hacker. Yes, it is. It is strong. It is the PVM. So now I'm actually out of time. I have to go pick up my son from his basketball practice. It ends at 4 p.m., which is 30 minutes from now, and it's 20 minutes from here. So that's going to end this stream today, everybody. Just for today, though, because what I'm going to do is I still have that's the replacement power supply. So I still have to go in and fix that power supply. I want to fix it. I know we can. So we're going to do that, and then we'll test this screen out on the next stream tomorrow. I'm going to make, as long as this system doesn't crash, I will try my best to stream again tomorrow. So if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. Please hit the like on the way out here for me. If you want to go back and see this video from the beginning, you can see all of this fixing. And also, if you want to see the video from this PVM, I linked it in the comments here, so you can check that out too. Have a fun video there. All right, thanks again, Belmont, Side Dragon Strong, Blast Draconic, Roll Pats, Pillow Hacker, Flack You, Yura. Thank you all again for coming in today. I'll see you on the next stream. Have a great day.